All right, welcome to the level one shot where we are literally almost going to ignore all of these elements and just use even the ones that we're using. They are going to be of a very basic criteria. For example, in the gear, we'll just be using our phone camera. And as you'll find out in this, that's not going to produce very good results. Okay, but we're deliberately doing this. Settings, because we're just using a phone camera, I'm just going to be, as you're going to find out, I'm just going to be literally clicking my phone's button to take the shot. That's it. So no settings, completely ignored. For the surface, I'll just be actually using my laptop table, okay, which is very old actually. So again, we're completely ignoring this. As you're going to find out, my initial idea was to not add any props, but then we just had a mug of coffee. So I ultimately did decide to at least add some props just to kind of make it a level one shot. Otherwise, it was almost a level zero shot. And then we're only going to be using natural light, as you're going to be seeing. We're all also going to be ignoring editing for right now. So let's quickly get into this level one shot and let's see what results it produces. All right, so this is going to be our first shot, but as you're going to find out, I don't even consider this as a level one shot. This is almost a level zero shot. So we are going to be making some changes here. But first of all, what is happening here? What are we using? Okay, so remember, this is a coffee-based theme shoot. So right now, all I have, as you can see in front of you on that table, is just a coffee mug with some coffee in it. And when it comes to the lighting, we are just using the natural light that is coming from the bright window in front. Now, this is a very popular strategy. I'm talking about the lighting here. Let's forget about the props because we're not using anything. Let's forget about the surface. We are all going to cover that later. Just basically talking about the light right now. When it comes to food photography, using natural light is something a lot of photographers do, but as you're going to find out, I am not such a big fan of natural light, and that's why I have placed it inside these initial levels, because ultimately, when we keep progressing in this course, what you're going to find out is that I am definitely more biased towards artificial lighting, because for me, that is where the real food photography takes place, because you can get so creative with artificial lighting. And according to me, my serious opinion is if you want to take this up professionally, you have to learn how to use artificial lighting. But just for these initial levels, even this natural window light is good because it's soft light. What is soft light? What is hard light? We are going to be discussing this in a future video. Right now, just think of this as a very basic shot. Let's just see how this is looking if you just go slightly closer. All right, so as you can see here, this is just a cup of coffee or a mug of coffee kept on a table. Even the surface is right now not looking good. And let's say if I was to just take out my phone like this and just take a shot like this. I'm not going to take it right now, but I'm just going to do something like this. This I won't even consider food photography. I mean, we have literally done nothing. The only thing we have going on here is the good light, soft light coming from that big window. Okay, so at the very least, to at least make this a level one shot from a level zero shot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add at least the most basic props. Okay, so I'm going to be adding some beans and like a jute bag just around this cup so that we at least have something to play with and this can become a level one shot. So let's do that. All right, so you can see here that I've just added some coffee beans and this little jute based cloth here. And at the very least, it's just added something to the shot, which is telling a story that, listen, this is not black tea or something. This is coffee. Okay, so that's one of the ways you add props, that it tells a story about the food item. But I'm going to be talking about how to add props, how to add that story later on. So all these detailed things will be discussed later. Right now, just to make it a level one shot, I've added these things. And now I can go ahead and remember, this is a level one shot. I'm not going to be using my DSLR. So let me just pick up my phone and let's just click a few shots from different angles. And then we're going to go inside our laptop and see what are the flaws in this level one shot. All right, so I've got my phone out. I'm not doing anything fancy with the phone. No change in the settings, just simply getting my composition, and I'm just going to be shooting the shots. Okay, so very simple. So I'm going to take two shots. One will be a very famous, over the top shot, like the angle from the top, because here, we really don't have anything good in the background. But I will also take one shot in which probably we'll have more depth. Okay, so let's just take these two shots. All right, now I'm taking the second shot, which is just gonna add a bit more depth, but again, it's not really gonna look too good, as we're gonna find out. So let's go inside our laptop and let's see both these shots. All right, so this is the first shot that I have got, and to be frank, I'm almost ashamed to show you this shot because this, let's just say, doesn't look very professional at all, right? So you can see there are a lot of wrong things going on with this shot, but if, at least to save some face, let me just say that maybe if I was to, I'm just kind of giving the illusion that I was cropping this in editing, so it will actually make it appear something like this, slightly closer. But then again, just doesn't look good at all. Let's also, before we actually discuss what are some of the things that we can improve here, of course, there are a lot of things to improve, but let's also see the second shot. All right, so this is the second shot from a slightly more different angle with slightly more depth to it. It is sharp, you can see, so the phone did a great job as far as sharpness is concerned. The problem, with the phone, like in the first shot, is like, yes, I can improve it slightly by cropping it in the editing software like this. But the problem here is, the sensor of the phone is so small, the lens is not good enough, and all these things result in, if I was to really zoom in, there'll be noise inside it, there won't be a good bokeh, which is the blurred background, and phone shots are something I'm just not a big fan of because they just look very ordinary. From a lighting point of view, we just have light coming from here. It is a soft light, you can see. We are getting a decent amount of light, but again, like you're going to find out in the next level, we will be adding reflectors because there's a lot of shadows here, a lot of darkness here, which is not getting filled right now. Okay, so from a lighting point of view, again, is just very basic. From a props point of view, yes, we did add some beams, but like I said, they don't have the sufficient light on them, so they're not really glowing here. Also, this mug is not looking good with all these things here, the coffee remains here, and also the main thing is it's just not a clean mug, right? It has that branding of the logo of a company, so it's just overall not looking good. And obviously, of course, the surface here, I was just using my laptop table, okay? So it's also an old table, so you can see it has some imperfections. Overall, let's not just waste any more time on level 1 because in the next video, we are going to make a lot of changes. So I'll see you there for level 2. Bye for now.